What's up? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve this Skewb. And if you want to see more Rubik's Cube tutorials and Rubik's Cube content, then smash that subscribe button and it will turn gray. I'm not sure about that, so just test it. And if it works, give this video a like. And if it doesn't work, well, update YouTube. Okay, anyway, get into the tutorial. First, you gotta just scramble your Skewb randomly, so let's say something like that. So the next step is to get the white layer. I'll show you how to do this in a second, but what you do is you make this with all these matching the same color. And the way you do this is you find a centerpiece that's white. So the centerpieces are the big ones in the middle, and then the outer ones are the corner pieces. So once you find your white one, if there's a corner attached, that's fine. Like a corner that's white, the same. And if there isn't one, that's also fine. So what you're going to do is find a corner in the bottom layer. So if the white's on top, whatever the bottom layer is. So here, this one for instance, because it's a white corner in the bottom layer. And you're going to find where this one goes. So it has white, so obviously it goes next to the white, but then it also has blue and red. And if you look at this, blue actually matches this corner. So knowing that means that it would be correct right here because of the white and the blue match. But how do you get it up there? It's quite simple. What you do is you take it, you hold it here, and with a move like this, you bring it like that. And now you can see this isn't actually solved because it's not rotated right. White is not on the top like that. See, it's supposed to be like that, and you're not actually allowed to twist the corners like that. I'm just doing it for the tutorial. There we go. So, to get this oriented right, what you want to do is bring it back down. And then this whole turn right here, this layer, will let you orient this corner. So white's on the bottom. So now if I turn it like that, now it's on the side. So then if I put it back up to where it goes, it still doesn't match. So if I put it back down, turn it again, and let's see if it matches. Oh, it does match. So now you keep doing that for the corners. So let's say this one, white, orange, green. This is the white center, and there's orange there, so it has to go here. And again, it doesn't work like this because it's not oriented correctly. So what you're going to do is put it back and then rotate it. And see, does it work? Nope. So then you rotate it again. Does it work? Yes. But you can see that this piece was here, but then when you rotate it and bring it up, it's not there. So what you have to do is if there's a piece that gets moved out of the way, you have to rotate it, bring it up, and then take this piece and bring it back like that. So again, that is, this piece goes up wrong, and there's a piece here, then you rotate it, bring it up, and then bring this piece back up to here, like that. Now for your last one, you can actually see, in my case, that it's in the right spot, but flip, because white, green, red, and this is white, green, red. So, how are you going to fix this? First, remember, if it's up and flipped, you got to bring it down. And then, if you bring it up, it's not correct, so you'd have to rotate it. Does this work? No, it doesn't, so undo that. And then rotate it the other way. Does this work? Yes. And remember, because there was a piece here, when you rotate it, this piece goes away, and you have to put it back. Now once you have your first layer, that's actually the hardest part. The next step is to solve all the yellow corners like this, opposite to the white one. So here's all 4 white corners with the center, and then all 4 yellow corners. So how do you do that? It's simple. there's two cases you can get for the top layer. One where two are up, and one where no corners are yellow at the top. And that's what I mean when I say a corner is up. That means that a corner has yellow on top. So what you're going to do is look at your two corners that are up, if you have two corners that are facing up, or the yellow is facing up on them. And then you're simply going to hold them at front left and back right, and make sure there's yellow right here. So if I rotate it like that, you can see there's not yellow here. So this doesn't work even though the corners are right. So you got to hold the corners here and put the yellow in front. Then you do this algorithm. It's very simple. It's down with the right, down with the left, up with the right, up with the left. And now you get a case where all four corners are down and there's no yellow on top. In this case, what you do is you find two that are next to each other. So for instance, this yellow and this yellow, these two don't count. This one and this one don't count because they're not like on the same row as each other, but these two are next to each other. Then you hold them in the right, kind of like if you have a car driving like this. And then you do that same algorithm. Down with the right, down with the left, up with the right, up with the left. And if you get the case with the corners where there is nothing up, and that's your very first case, then just do it the way I explained and don't worry about the other case. So now the next step is to get the yellow center in between the yellow corners. And how you do that is you take, I do it first. You find the yellow center, so it's right here. And then you have all the yellow corners that are facing up on top. And you put the yellow center away from you in the back, so it's right here in the back. And then the yellow corners are up here, and it doesn't matter if this is solved. Then what you do is the same thing. Down, down, up, up. It's the same thing as last time, but then after that, you rotate it 180 degrees like that, and do the same thing. Down, down, up, up. Okay, and now you have your yellow center on the top. If it's already on the top, then you have skipped that step. Then, what your goal is to solve the rest of the cube. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So what you do is, instead of holding yellow on top, you just put it to the right. Then you look at these four centers. And if one is solved relative to the corners, for instance, if blue was over here, it would be solved relative to its corners. But because none are solved relative to those corners, you hold it with white on the left, yellow on the right, and do this algorithm. The same one as last time. Down, down, up, up. Rotate 180. Down, down, up, up. And now you have a case where the green center is solved relative to the green corners. And now you look at the three centers that are left. 1, 2, 3. And what you do is, one second, let me just show you something. What you do is you look, you can rotate it now like this. You look for a center that needs to go into the opposite place. So have the solved one that's not white or yellow on the bottom, like that. And you can look for a center that needs to go in the opposite place. So blue, does it need to go here? We're not paying attention to this. We're just paying attention to these two. So red needs to go here, which means it needs to swap, like it's opposite, because you can see that orange or red, this red center is by the orange corners, and red and orange are opposite colors. So are white and yellow and blue and green. So what you can see here is that this centers opposite to the corner. So what you do is you hold it in the front with the other 3 unsolved centers here and here, and the top and the back. And then this one in the front, and you do the algorithm. Down, down, up, up, rotate 180, down, down, up, up. It's as easy as that. All you need to know to solve it is what I just showed you, and remember the down with the right, down with the left, up with the right, up with the left. And if you know all of that, you should be able to solve the Skewb 100% of the time. If for your yellow corners you get a case like, you get a case like this where 3 corners are up and 1 isn't, that means that your Skewb is unsolvable, and you need to twist the corner, if you can, to put it back up. That is the end of this tutorial and the end of the video. Subscribe!